What's up guys, welcome back to the channel and happy new year to each and every one of you. It's a brand new year and I thought let me start off the year by doing a pickups video. I haven't done one of these in a while, and actually over the last couple of months I've picked up a lot of shoes for my own personal collection, whether it be during the Black Friday sales, some shoes I picked up for the winter as well, and also I wanted to show you guys just a couple of streetwear options that I picked up too. Before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button because you know I'm going to be bringing that content in 2025, and also give me a follow on Instagram. I'm very active on there as well. So the first couple of sneakers are from the same collab and I was actually very excited to pick these up, and these are the Air Max 95 with Stash. This collab dropped in the middle of December, and the first time I actually saw this shoe was when I was watching a sneaker shopping episode. Joe LaPuma was rocking these and it turns out it is actually one of his favorite shoes, and I saw those and I was like, wow, those are sick. Those are exactly my kind of colors, that combination of blues and blacks. And the OG sneakerhead, some of them will tell you that these Stash collabs are some of their grails. So when I heard Nike was actually retroing this shoe, I was super hyped. Unfortunately though, they didn't quite live up to what I was expecting, and I'll get more into that. First, the positive changes. These shoes do come with a stash pocket. You can see that on the tongue, which is a nice, I guess, play on words. It's a nice playful addition to this collab. A stash pocket on a Stash collab. But they did change the materials though. On the previous pair, the entire upper was done in a combination of suede and leather, but you can see that the uppermost layer on this pair, the top two layers, are first made out of a ripstop nylon, and then you got a TPU layer immediately below that. There are a few more darker, like a navy blue suede underneath, and then that final bottom layer is done in a tumbled black leather. But I have to say, overall, when you compare it with the originals, these material choices do make the shoe feel a bit cheaper. I would have much preferred if they just used suede all throughout the shoe. You also see these very defined molded panels along the side. You can see that all throughout the suede. Not a huge fan of how that looks visually. I think it makes the shoe appear a bit bulkier, but by far my least favorite design change that they made on the shoe is with the lace loops. You can see this time they actually go over the top layer of the shoe, so you can actually see every single lace loop, but on the original version you couldn't actually even see the lace loops. They were hidden underneath that top layer, and the OGs just looked way cleaner. I feel like this completely changes the overall look of the shoe, and not in a nice way. I wish they hid these eyelets as well. You also get that speckled midsole on this pair, which I don't think was on the original either. For sizing on these, in case you guys were thinking of getting them, I got them in a half size up from my true size, like I do with pretty much every other Air Max 95, and for me they fit perfectly. Air Max 95s are some of the most narrow feeling shoes in the Air Max line, so I definitely suggest always going a half size up. I also feel like the colors were just maybe a bit more muted on the OGs, which made them more wearable, whereas these blue shades are just so vibrant. It's almost too blue. Do let me know in the comments, what do you guys think about the Air Max 95 Stash? Did you pick up a pair, or were you also a bit let down by this retro? And the other pair in this collection is the Air Force One, and if you thought they made a lot of changes to the 95s, they made even more changes to the Air Force Ones. Now first, from a colorway point of view, I honestly think this is a sick colorway. I think the combination of that gray with the blue just looks really nice. But once again, it's the same issue with the 95s. It's when you compare this to the OGs, that's when you're like, why did they make all these changes? There's two big differences. First is the use of ripstop nylon on the toe box and the mid panels, whereas on the OGs it seemed like they were made in what looks like a satin material. Now of course this material, this ripstop nylon, is definitely much more durable, but it does kind of just cheapen out how the shoe looks. The other pair to me just looked way more premium. But the second difference on this shoe is, honestly, I don't really have an excuse for it, and that's what they did with the midsole. So they painted the midsole on this new version a navy color, but if you look at the OGs, those were actually a leather midsole done in black, which is just, to me, infinitely better than what they did with this new version. Like, how often nowadays do you get leather midsoles? I feel like that would have been such a nice premium touch to the shoe. But of course Nike then gave us that they're calling this shoe a modern interpretation, which to me sounds like they're just trying to make a little bit extra money on this shoe by not giving us the more premium materials. For sizing on these, you definitely want to go half a size down. Now that is my standard Air Force One size. Air Force Ones fit big on everyone. I've never met someone who said said that they fit true to size in Air Force Ones. It's one of those really bulky shoes you need to go a half size down in. Both of these shoes, unfortunately, the same story. Nice looking shoes, but Nike, y'all didn't have to make all those changes. All right, now let me get into some Black Friday pickups, which I know was over a month ago, but I haven't really talked about any of these shoes on the channel, so I wanted to show you guys because I got some crazy steals. The first was actually from the GOAT app. You know, on Black Friday, GOAT usually has these crazy drops where you can try to get sneakers for a pretty cheap price. I took L's on pretty much every sneaker except this one right here, which I managed to get for well under retail. Now, if you didn't already know what this is the Joe Fresh Goods collab on the 990 V3, which I think came out in 2022 if I'm not mistaken. I paid $170 for these, which I was very happy about because this was one of those shoes that when they first came out, I loved them. I thought they looked great. I'm pretty sure I even put them in my top 10 sneakers of the year list, but then I sold them for some reason, even though I really regretted doing that. My co-host on my podcast, Fabian, he actually has this pair, and every time I see him wearing it, I'm like, man, I had those. Why did I get rid of my pair? So I was pretty happy to actually add this back to the collection for under retail. This for me is my favorite Joe Fresh Goods pair that he's ever done with New Balance. The colors are loud, but they're just sick. It's a great combination, so very happy with these. And man, look at all of these lacing options. There's got to be like 3 to 4 or 5 different laces here. The next few pairs I got were all crazy steals, and let me just say this, I've talked about this already in the past. When you're buying shoes or pretty much anything else on sale, don't just buy them because they're on sale. Buy them because they're a shoe or something else that you really wanted anyways, and now they're available for a cheaper price. But if it's something that you never really thought you even wanted, but now you bought them just because they're cheap, to me that's pretty much an L. All of the shoes I'm going to show you right now, I've actually always wanted all of these, but just never really wanted to pay retail on them. And for the prices I got them for, bruh, ridiculous. First of all, I got to start off with this Jacquemus Air Force One in the black colorway. You guys know I've been saying for years how much I love this collab, even though most people seem to really dislike him. I already have the white pair, but I've always wanted this black pair as well. But I would never pay retail for this. Like, the retail price on this pair was 200 euros or $200. And I just don't think this shoe is worth that price. But I got this from the Nike store on Black Friday weekend for a crazy steal. I paid 75 euros for this, which is like 70% off. Like, for that price, I couldn't be happier with these. Honestly, I feel like I like these even more in black, man. They're really comfortable for an Air Force One. They have very nice soft leather too compared to most Air Force Ones. You get the look of the Air Force One from the top down, but you don't get that bulkiness. For sizing, by the way, in case any of you wanted to buy these, they do fit just the same like regular Air Force One, so make sure you go a half size down from your true size. I know the shoe is not for everyone, but I'm a huge fan. Happy to have now both the white pair and the black pair in the personal rotation. Now this next shoe, I guarantee most of you have never even heard of them, but I've talked about them a couple of times on my Instagram stories. They are a pair of Vans, and this is the Vans PRW V3 Authentic. I think that's the name. These are just so cool. The first time I saw this was when I was in Tokyo in 2023. I saw them in a store there, and I also saw somebody wearing these on feet. There were 2 different colorways. I got the green one, and there was also this purple pair, and they're just so cool. I mean, it looks like a puzzle on your shoes where like the different pieces are on the left pair and the right pair, and that little detail just makes the shoe so interesting to look at. And in this green colorway, they look sick. They go with a lot of the clothes I like to wear. I don't really own too many Vans, but I do like collecting some interesting looking pairs, and this is one of the most interesting looking Vans I've seen in the last couple of years, so very happy to get these. And I got them for 60% off. In fact, I paid I think only 40 euros for these. And one more crazy sneaker steal, this I actually got from Overkill, which is a store here in Berlin. They had a pretty insane Black Friday sale as well, and I got this pair of New Balance 996 in the pink haze colorway. This is actually a made in USA New Balance, a Teddy Santis New Balance, and I've always kind of had my eye on this pair because I don't really own anything in this color, and it's one of those really nice shoes that I think looks super nice in the springtime. And the suede on this is so nice. You got that hairy suede. Feels like you really got your money's worth on this shoe. And I actually didn't even really own a pair of 996s before, and they do definitely fit a bit big. I think I could have maybe gone down half a size in this, but the thing is, they only had one pair available. They only had one size available. It was my true size, US 11, so I just got them. And the price I paid for these, 75 euros, man. Like 75 euros for a pair of New Balance made in USA. The original price of this shoe in Europe is 250. So yeah, I don't know, do the math. I think I got these for like 75% off, so couldn't be more happier with that. This one is gonna be in the rotation in the springtime, guaranteed. Let me know, give me some advice, guys. Give me some advice in the comments. How do you style a pair like this? Because it is a pretty loud pink color, but I'm very excited to wear these in the spring. Now next is a couple of winter shoes that I picked up. The first of them was sent to me by Oakley. Major shout out to Oakley for sending these over because I wasn't expecting them at all. This is the Oakley Factory Team boots. I got them in this navy color and I love the hairy suede on them. I love the eyelets as well. It has that hiking aesthetic. And looking at this midsole, this is like some crazy futuristic looking shoe, like it came out of the Matrix. But they're like insanely comfortable because they have ortholite insoles, and I've been wearing this in the last month of December. I literally wore this probably more than any other shoe I own. They look really sick on feet in my opinion. If you guys are interested in this shoe right now, you can pretty much get these at a lot of different stores for about 50% off. So it's only costing you around 120 or so for a pair like this. And with this nice quality materials, that's a very good price. And one more winter shoe that I picked up, and I was very excited for this. Like, check a look at the brand. Yeah, it's the North Face. You don't really think about shoes when it comes to the North Face, but these do look like a very familiar item from North Face that a lot of you might have. This is the North Face Glencliff Mule. And it does look like one of those Nupsy jackets that a lot of you have, including myself. It looks like one of those jackets on your feet. And it's a very interesting look. North Face has had a similar looking shoe in the past, but that pair was mainly for indoor purposes only. So I think it's really cool that they put that insulated padded jacket type of look now on a shoe, giving it a Vibram outsole. So it's a very heavy duty rubberized outsole that you're getting on this pair, and I love that branding on the toe. I think it looks sick. And the shoe is pretty narrow. It's very sleek. It's very low profile. I love how these look on feet. I think they're so stylish and they're just so easy to put on, just slip on, slip off. These are sick. I was definitely influenced into buying these. I saw an influencer I follow wearing these and I'm like, yo, what are those? For sizing on these, they definitely fit best true to size if you're looking at US sizes, but if you're looking at European sizes, you want to go down half a size. For example, a US 11.5 is a EU 45 in North Face. But do let me know in the comments, what do you guys think about North Face shoes? Will you be ever actually copying something that looks like this? And finally, I'm just gonna quickly run down a few clothing items that I picked up. The Stussy archive sale was in Berlin recently. They had it last year as well, and there were some crazy steals last year, but this year I was honestly very disappointed. Most of the clothes they were selling were pretty much almost the retail price. Like, there was really nothing interesting about this sale. I went there on the very first day and honestly I couldn't really find anything except for this one Grail item. I've been wanting this Stussy photo vest for a very long time and I haven't been able to get them. The prices are pretty crazy on Grail. I picked this up for 100 euros from the archive sale. They only had a size medium, so unfortunately it does fit me slightly small, but I'm mainly going to be using it as a layering piece so you don't really see how small it looks on me. I think a size large or even maybe even an extra large would have fit me okay. And lastly is simply one of my favorite items. You guys know I love my track jackets, whether it be from Adidas or Needles. Well, Adidas had this absolutely gorgeous one recently. This is the Adidas and Juventus track jacket in this like off-white and gray color. Such a clean jacket. Sizes are pretty much sold out now on the Adidas website, but I got this in a size extra large. That seems to fit me best in most Adidas size track jackets, and I just absolutely love this. It does say Juventus in the back, and I know I'm not really a big Juve fan, but I just love the look of the jacket. I love the colors, so this was definitely my favorite clothing pickup in the last couple of months. And that's about it. Those were all the pickups. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this type of video. I will be doing a lot more of this as I collect more stuff for my own personal use. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know what was your favorite pickup that I showcased, and also what have you guys been picking up lately, whether it be Black Friday or if you got some cool Christmas presents. I didn't get any sneakers or streetwear for Christmas. My wife actually gave me a cookbook because that's where I am at right now. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next video, guys. Peace.